second here. Were you looking for a preview of the Olympic Games? Because you're either a year late or 3 years early. Yes, this is called the new quadrennial, and we will be talking about today, or I will be sharing with you a little bit about the World Championships, which will take place in Japan at the end of March. I remain a super fan, and this video though is meant for those of you out there, including close friends of mine, who don't know a lick about skating, and that's totally fine. And then also for those of you who we do perhaps call ourselves super fans and look at the expanded protocol sheets and such things as those. So this is going to include something for everybody. It's more of a welcome to the World Championships, or let's look forward to the World Championships, and something about the country, the city, the arena that will be housing it, about what's going on in the world with COVID, and especially in a country like Japan, which tends to be quite conservative with regards to its rules and things, because it does actually impact skating. We certainly want everyone to remain healthy. That's that crosses all country boundaries, definitely. We'll be talking about what it's like the year after the Olympics. It has really affected some areas of the sport more than others this year, I would say. And but I am looking forward to a terrific World Championships. I think it's going to be outstanding. I think the podiums and in some of the disciplines, the 4 disciplines of skating being ice dance, pair skating, that's with the throw jumps and things like that. The ice dance, they do lifting and some spins, but it's much more like dancing on ice. And then we have the men's and the women's singles events, and I think we will have some amazing performances across the board, and from multiple countries. It's going to be very exciting. I wouldn't know what podium to pick, honestly, because things have surprised me a lot this year. Yeah. People that I didn't know had it in them have like risen to the occasion, or people who had been just kind of buried in the middle are emerging. And then there are the discipline, I would say, of ice dance is extremely deep, even with retirements, which mainly happen after an Olympics. And then we have the situation with the pandemic ongoing. Some countries are more comfortable than others about sending athletes to competitions throughout the year, and that's how they obtain the scores they need to qualify for World Championships. Even if they come from a country where there are only 3 skaters, if they don't meet an international standard, they cannot go to the World Championships. So I'll say a little bit more about that later, but I'm not going to get too technical. Then we also have China, who has, after hosting the Olympics, really not been a part much of the skating world this season. And we have, of course, the situation with Russia and Belarus not being invited in any sport to compete internationally this year. It's such an immense country, Russia is, that they've been staging and housing their own competitions, pretending like their immense country is just another international stage for competition, and competing in amongst themselves. And to be clear, because there has been some misunderstanding, I don't know if it's in language, when press conferences are done at the Olympics about, or on international news sources that say, Russia and Belarus are not included. It is not because of doping and drugs, which has been long investigated and will continue to be investigated and impacted last year's Olympics. We still don't know what the team event awards are, but they are excluded because of the unprovoked invasion of Ukraine and the ongoing war that is there, and the ongoing attack on Ukraine to try and seize back that former republic of the Soviet Union. So this has nothing to do with doping as far as why Russia is not involved in this sport this year, or in any of the sports. That is universally true, and I just wanted to make that clear, because in chats on things I've watched this year, I thought for sure people knew that, but no, and that's okay. Maybe news sources are not as readily available in some other countries, and we have access to a zillion channels and sources of information. So I do know that to be true across the board for all sport at this time. But I have chosen this background piece. I hope if you're not from the United States, which I happen to be, I hope you find your flag on here. And I hope that we need more of this in our world, for sure. So wherever you are, and if you're watching this and have not the slightest idea how to lace a skate, or you follow it avidly and will get up at 3 in the morning to watch something that's going on in Japan, welcome, and I wish you health, prosperity, peace, harmony, whatever language, color, belief system, government, traditions, whatever it is that makes you you, and where you are from and where you call home. Welcome into my home, and I hope you enjoy the following video. Introducing the World Championships 2023.
2023年世界フィギュアスケート選手権のために日本の埼玉へ。2023年世界フィギュアスケート選手権のために日本の埼玉へ。2023年世界フィギュアスケート選手権のために日本の埼玉へ。
So on we go to Saitama, Japan. That was a greeting by Google Translate. I'm not quite, I would not want to make a bad mistake in the language, but I did the best I could to convey on to the World Championships 2023 in Saitama, Japan. I let the computer do it for me there. We're zeroing in on the Super Arena, if you saw that there, and that is where the skating is going to take place. It's kind of a metropolitan and kind of a quaint village as well, or set of villages and cities in the Saitama prefecture, which is kind of like a province of Japan, and then it's also, Saitama is also a city, and that is where this competition will take place at the I believe it's called the Super Arena. And you can see that there are old samples of old architecture and new. It's kind of cosmopolitan and also quaint as well. Don't be concerned about the mountains. All of you who competed at 6,000 feet in 4 continents, it is at 65 feet above sea level. I checked for all of those skaters who were literally crawling to the kiss and cry from the altitude. So you will be at 65 feet above sea level. I'm sure you're happy about that. If you go on the International Skating Union, ISU.org, and then you pick the World Championships, it will send you to the official site, the official website, and this is what you want. If you look in the next slide, I have circled, like with my finger, at the top right. If you first go into the World Championship site, it's all in Japanese. So if you go up to the top, there is a little thing that says JP, and then in red it says ENG, English. So if you press that, you're going to get the schedules, the athlete profiles, the results, everything, the instructions on how to view it, all of that will be in English then for you. So I was happy to find that is already set up and ready to go. This looks like a good website. They already have the schedule posted. Some people, some countries are still deciding who is going to the event, and some people have to meet the minimum qualifying score still in an event prior to the World Championships to go. But there is some time here. There are seats available if you would like to go. Okay, so I did mention that some countries had not decided which athletes, there was time, etc. There was also time for my mom to be hospitalized twice, both of us to get COVID, her for the second time, me for the third. She's high risk. And for us to have some major family challenges and emergencies. So this video was started almost a month ago, hence the tense I was speaking in. So we're going to fast forward, knowing that the competition starts in just a day or two, and I hope you guys understand. Thank you. I was interested in finding out what rules and what policies are going to be in effect in the arena. And this is what I found out. Well, they are selling seats, so I mean there's progress, but that's been happening all year. So I mean, for a while with COVID, we had the placards, or we had tapes in seats that was colorful, but it had to have been so difficult to perform for an empty, colossal stadium. The rules that I know so far, I am positive they will be requiring masks, but the rules that I know so far, is there a place to leave my baggage? No. Strollers? No. Bicycles are frequently used in Asia. Yes, there's bike racks. Can I drop gifts or flowers on the rink? As a part of measures to prevent the spread of infections, dropping gifts or flowers is prohibited for the safety of competitors and spectators. I sort of understand that. They got around that at Skate America, and they have at other competitions where you could buy something that is there. It could even be sealed, but one of those giant flowers that's like not real. It's like made out of teddy bear material. Can I give a gift to a competitor? No. I found one question quite interesting. Will it be cold? This venue is a skating rink, so you may get cold if you watch the games for a long time. Please wear clothing that will allow you to adjust your temperature. Okay, that's good to know. All right. Can I send something to a competitor? No. Can I display cheering banners in the venue? Cheering banners are not allowed. Gosh, this is so different for Japan. I'm used to seeing Hanyu like quadruple life size on the walls, and the Japanese are known for being wonderful skating fans, very knowledgeable, super encouraging, super excited. The seats being packed. I envision a Japanese rink, and I just see those humongous banners that have been like professionally made and stuff. So if banners are displayed on the venue walls or handrails, they will be removed. You may use a handheld banner at your seat. At Skate America, I asked, what about flags? Yes, they did allow flags. And you actually there you could get a banner approved and they would hang it for you if you had a large one. Don't have it be wider than your seat. So I don't know if they'll allow flags, which is kind of a shame. Can I eat or drink? Only during breaks. And this is the most significant and I think fairly unfortunate. Manners for cheering. In order to prevent the spread of infections, cheering by shouting, calling names, cheering out loud is prohibited. Please clap your hands to cheer for competitors. Again, with the Japanese being hugely supportive of figure skating when it's not as popular in other countries, that's really unfortunate. I mean, I happened to be at Skate America and I yelled like involuntarily for a solid minute after Ilya Malinin landed that quad axel in that program. So, and you just want to cheer. And these skaters have not had fans in the stands or supporters or, you know, getting to give autographs or take pictures and all of that. Of course, we want the safety of everyone, but as I make this video, I'm on my 3rd round of having COVID, and I'm a very careful person. I've been very cautious. It's gonna happen, even though you don't want it to. I don't think cheering at a skating competition with a mask on is going to seal the deal, but for me, that's going to be a downer for the World Championships this year. It's too bad, yeah, in my opinion. That's my opinion. So it remains to be seen whether this will be televised and broadcast worldwide by Japan or some other kind country who will let us see this and not have to wake up at 3 a.m. to see the competition. But commentators, I appreciate Eurosport quite a bit, I must admit. Peggy Fleming and Dick Button having just announced that he has colon cancer, so we wish him the best. But he's been watching the competitions from home and really enjoying them. These are commentators that we know and have had for a long time. I am on Peacock. There is no commentary, or there hasn't been thus far. I am not a humongous fan of Tara and Johnny. I think a lot of it is not about the skating that you're watching, and it's also talking over the skating you're watching. I'd much prefer, we already have the green box in the corner that's distracting, or the box in the corner for scoring. I'd much rather just watch the skating. And look at this article, what will Terry and Johnny wear tonight? I mean, why are we there? Are we there to watch like a show of people bragging about their own accomplishments and joking around and talking over someone skating? Or are we there to actually enjoy a beautiful form of art? Again, my opinion. Okay. I don't know who agrees with me and who is entirely their fans, but if you are a super fan person, you might So if you are a super fan, you might like to check out, so you want to watch figure skating, sometimes that and Golden Skate, and there are a few YouTube people who seem to be able to get things to post that are viewable in the United States. And then there's also figureskatingscores.com. And the person who puts together figureskatingscores.com, it's actually quite user-friendly, even though you open it up and it looks like the most complicated statistic book you've ever seen. It's very user-friendly. It's like color-coded, everything. They even have a way you can like rejudge a competition with your friends if you're interested. I mean, this person has like a higher degree in like, I don't know, higher math, statistics, oh my goodness, and appreciates figure skating. Can do things at the speed of light, so must be a speed reader. Accounting maybe, I'm not even sure. A philosophy behind the component scores, I'm not really sure. It is so such a great resource. If you miss something, or you're wondering why someone, came in a lower place than you expected, you can find out, oh, they missed this and they got this level on whatever. If you are not following what I'm saying at all, and you're just watching for the joy of watching skating, and you don't care what the scores mean, I would highly encourage you, as someone who knows about the scores and cares about them, watch the people skating. Ignore the box. Don't worry about the box and that's in the left-hand corner. I think it's taken away from really appreciating what you're seeing. So if you're just there to enjoy yourself, just do that. Just try and put that out of your mind. Don't worry about the points and the GOEs and the base values. And if you are interested in that, absolutely be checking it out and be figuring things in your mind. But if you're just a rookie person who just wants to take in some of the sport and see what it's about, just enjoys what you're watching happening on the ice. Before COVID and other kind of disasters struck our house, I had gathered pictures of all the contenders in all the events, categorized them, and started doing introductions basically of the contenders. Not necessarily predictions, but I'm going to leave that out here since we're about to watch these people skate. And I participated in the figure skating debates site. Thank you, Gia Moreau, for being the moderator of that. She does a fantastic job. I encourage anyone who watches skating to check out that Facebook page. It is so complete, accurate, timely, fun, and full of great people who love skating, who watch it. And it's a big number who tune into that station or that Facebook page, and also a small enough number that we've gotten to know each other, and we've done like a fantasy figure skating this year, which has been so fun. Thank you, Gia. And so I just want to mention a couple of people or teams in all the events just put together. So in ice dance, I kind of see that as the most deep field that we have. I mean, I would say, given the top performances, if you put scores aside, I don't know exactly how the scores rank here, but if you put scores aside, people have beat teams they weren't expected to beat. One of the very most favorites for the gold, which is Piper and Paul of Canada. Piper Gillis unfortunately had an appendectomy right after the Grand Prix final, and one can only imagine, with all the twisting and turning and lifts and holds and all of that, that recovering from an incision alone, let alone surgery, let alone your core muscles in that area, would be really, really difficult. So I wish them the best. I was kind of, even though I love Chalk and Bates, and I am an American, let's see, Madison's cousins, right? Cousins skate at the rink where I used to skate. So, you know, I would love to see them emerge and finally win the world championship. I also really was wanting for Piper and Paul to win. I love their programs this year. I think more than Chalk and Bates's programs. I love their Vita. And they skate so big. They just own the ice. I hope they skate well. I'm thinking they're maybe not going to get the gold because of this unfortunate illness that happened. I'm thinking they will medal and perhaps get the silver, but you know, unfortunately for some of these teams, this was the shot that they were just waiting for the gold. You know, I go by numbers, but I also go by my own personal preference. And Fear and Gibson of Great Britain, I love their programs this year, and I would love those to be our medalists. We have so many teams. Fournier, Baudry, and Sorensen of Canada could easily medal. The French team, Dumoujou and Le Mercier, could definitely medal. Wignard and Fabry of Italy could, just the other two American teams, Carrera and Ponomarenko. We don't even have our team that was supposed to be attending, is taking some time off. But in Green and Parsons, I don't really know. If someone falls on their twizzles in the rhythm dance, they're just up a creek. But we got Daisuke is there. A lot of things could happen. I am thinking that because of this illness and recovery time, it's not going to be Piper and Paul's win. And I honestly think that will open the door then for Madison and Evan to win the gold. And not that I don't want them to, I thought this was going to be Piper and Paul's year. So we shall see. Pairs has been the most affected, I would say. And I think most people would agree. I looked it up, and I'm going off the cuff here, but in what I had presented. But I believe it is 12 out of the top 15 teams from the Olympics have either retired, are not allowed to skate, or broke up as teams, or are injured, or whatever. 12 out of 15 from the Olympics are not skating this year. That has greatly affected this discipline. Wow. And we have Todd Sand, the United States. I'm old enough that Jenny and Todd were some of my favorites, and just pray for his full recovery. He is back in Canada, as Gia posted. He's back in California in a hospital, and just hope for a full recovery for him. I guess that Shaylin Bourne is there with we have veterans in Alexa and Brendan. They're in their 30s and whatever. I'm thinking they're going to be distracted. So I am going way out on a limb. I've been talking with Deanna, and their training is going quite well. And for her to say that means it is going quite well. I think the Japanese team has it for sure. I'm putting Deanna and Max second, and Alexa and Brandon third. I know that is probably not the prevailing I know people are thinking that Alexa and Brandon will probably get first or second. I'm thinking they might be distracted, and understandably so. I'm putting the reason I'm putting Prayer and Michaud in fourth. I think that's higher than Trent would have scored with Evelyn Walsh. Even though I liked them as a team before, I think they have more potential here. And then I'm putting Chan and Howe of United States in fifth, ahead of the Italian team, Conti and Machi. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And then I think in seventh I have Cam and O'Shea. I mean, pairs are our weakest discipline in the United States, and I have all three pairs in the top 7 in the world because there's a lack of depth. The podium will be great. Top 5 will be great, I think. But I'm going out on a limb. I'm putting Deanna and Max second. And I stand by that. Go Deanna and Max. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I want more for them. They've had a horrible year. Deanna had a death in the family very unexpectedly, and then was so ill for 10 weeks, didn't know what she had, and couldn't breathe, and had a very, very swollen left vocal cord, and has been now being treated with the proper medicine and speech therapy to take down the swelling, and she can breathe and train properly now. Good grief. So, I mean, given that, they have done remarkably well. Plus, the story of both of them, Max, this being his 10th partner, and this would be both of their first worlds. I don't know if this is Max's first worlds. I believe so. But it would be their first worlds with a potential medal. Both of them in singles or pairs. And I think, and I'm going to get corrected on this, I think that Deanna has been to Worlds with Nate, but I'm not sure they made the cut for the free. And I could be wrong on that, whatever, but they didn't score extremely highly. Let's put it that way. They were not like in the top 10 or medal contention. Okay, so men and ladies are kind of like, I really don't know. I think a lot of this is in people's heads of, this is the year I can do it. I need to take advantage of this chance. And a lot of people are stressing themselves out. I see that in Lona Hendricks for sure. So if we go to ladies, I have, just tell you my top, I have Carrie winning. Yeah, I do. I think she will come through in the end. I have Isabeau in second and Lona in third. I don't know that that's necessarily the right thing. I think that might be what happens. I think this has gone to Lona's head, and she's stressing herself out a lot. I have Mai Mihara in fourth, Yelim Kim in fifth. Some of this is wishful thinking. I have Brady Tennell, who I used to skate with and used to take from her former coach. In sixth, because I think worldwide she's well thought of. Hyen Lee in seventh. Rinka Watanabe in eighth. And Anastasia Gubanova in ninth. Okay. All right, that's my ladies. Men, I don't even know what to say. Okay. All right. I think because skating is not only a jump off. We have Jason Brown. If he skates clean, I was about to swear. Okay, if he skates clean, I want the judges to just throw up that stupid 6.0 sign and just give him the 100. Just give him all 10s. He has been in the sport a long time. He has brought a level of artistry that we lost with Tuller Cranston, Robin Cousins, Kurt Browning, all those people. The more the technical, yes, we have some, Shoma's a gorgeous skate, etc. Jason's calling card is his artistry. He did not attempt a quadruple jump even in a practice at the Olympics. He came in 6th. That's how much the international judging panels love him, okay? At nationals, I was like, what was wrong with the short that he didn't get a 50 in artistic? It's not possible. The technical score is always going to outpace in the current judging system the artistic score. Always. Ilya will always get more points because even if he falls 3 times, his technical scoring potential is so high. If Jason can get up from that knee slide and land the triple flip, just throw the 50 and the 100, just throw it at him and be like, thank you for being a part of our sport. I swear. And it's not because he's from the Chicago area. It's because I don't know when we're going to see another artist like this, frankly. And thank you to Jason. I wanted to get him on the medal podium so much. I have him in 4th, okay? He deserves a medal. He deserves a word medal. But I have Shoma as 1st. I hope so because of his artistry and his technical combined. I have Adam Sauhimfa in 2nd. I like him a lot. I have Ilya in 3rd because, I like Ilya. Yeah. Do I want Jason to get the bronze over him? Actually, this year, yes. Ilya's got time. I have Jason in 4th. Yep. That's really all I need to say. I have Junhwa Cha in 5th. Like his skating. Keegan Messing, I hope he gets a top 6 finish and is in the last warm-up group. I want Jason a medal. If there's any way, can we get him a medal, please? Can we just, I don't know, throw the rule book on the ice and let the Zamboni run over it and just get that guy a medal. He deserves it. Anyway, that's my take on the World Championships. Have fun, everyone. And your comments are welcome. Hope you enjoyed this crazy wild ride. And I will be cheering from the United States, yelling loud, since they can't yell in Japan. So. Bummer. Okay. They better clap. They can't. I don't think they can have bullhorns and things. So, or cowbells. Too bad. Anyway, enjoy everyone watching the World Championships. Thanks for tuning in.